The world of anime is filled with an amazing assortment of characters, well-written storylines, and radical hairstyles that defy gravity. Martial arts masters, giant robot pilots, and pint-sized detectives play major roles in major stories that most feature-length movies can only hope to achieve. Within the realm of anime, the viewers are able to escape into the farthest reaches of human imagination, places like the far reaches of outer space, lands of myth and fantasy, Tokyo, Japan! With in-depth storylines that captivate the viewer's imagination and characters that inspire us to do better in our own lives, it's safe to say that anime is here to stay. While most animes are confined to television shows, some expand out to other platforms, like video games. So what anime turned into a video game are we going to look at today? Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. This isn't going to be an actual review of the game. This is more of a research project. So instead of boring old things like gameplay, graphics, and scores out of 10, we're going to focus on adaptation. As in, this game is an adaptation of an already established property. Welcome to Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, the misinterpretation of an anime all-star. What do I mean by misinterpretation? Well, think about it this way. If you happen to get arrested and go to court, do you want your lawyer to misinterpret you? You want your lawyer to interpret you in a way that will get you out of trouble and out of jail. Before we take a look at the game itself, let's take a look at the Ghost in the Shell franchise. Created by Japanese artist Masamune Shirow in 1989, Ghost in the Shell started out as a manga series. It is set in the year 2029, where technology has advanced far enough to allow human body parts to be transferred into cyborg shells, and people can live out their lives as living robots with all the perks that come with being a robot. The story revolves around the exploits of Major Motoko Kusanagi as she and her team battle cybercrime. The manga was then adapted into an award-winning film in 1995 and revolutionized animation with its combination of 2D and 3D animation. Then, in 2002, the series continued with the anime series Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, which the game is based off of. The series follows the Major and her teammates' continued battle against mechanized cybercriminals and terrorism. The Ghost in the Shell series is synonymous with anime, and the Major herself has become an all-star of the genre. Speaking of the Major, let's get in a few details about her. She does play a major role in the creation of this little project. Major Motoko Kusanagi is a very versatile character and a force to be reckoned with, both physically and mentally. With her full cybernetic enhancements and years of military experience, she can overcome any situation with little effort. It's because of her skills as a fierce combatant, military expertise, and efficiency with weapons that she leads Section 9 to victory on multiple occasions. Despite having a dominating role in a high-level security task force, she also possesses a kind-hearted demeanor. She frequently interacts with her teammates while on and off missions, sometimes having a chat or stopping by the bar for a quick drink. While she has a very serious disposition, she's no stranger to being the butt of a joke.
Only your pride was injured.
I do not find this funny.
I think it's highly likely that all of these personality traits earn the Major the respect of everyone around her and make her such a popular character in the anime world. Surely the developers of the game thought it was in everyone's best interest to include a majority of the Major's abilities within the game, right?
Hey Chief, ready whenever you are. What's so important about this op that I lose my day off?
The game's story is no different than any other plot found in the anime series. Motoko and friends go on multiple missions involving cyborgs, henchmen, and espionage. The first mission involves interrogating the little lunchbox robot and find out what he knows about a few misplaced military weapons.
Bato, the exit's all yours.
Right. You just leave all of those fleeing rabbits to me.
I'm counting on you. Hey,
Fans of the show will be delighted to hear the original voice cast from the show reprising their roles in the game.
Looks like a Jameson-type man has left for the Harbor Control Center's tower.
I worked it so that ID data in the enemy cyberbrains can be displayed as positional data.
Can we do a structural analysis on it?
The story? Passing grade. We're off to a good start. I just hope you're wearing your seatbelt because the road ahead... Put on your seatbelt. One of the major things associated with Motoko Kusanagi is her ferocity in combat. The skills she possesses in physical combat and weaponry are second to none, and her deadly combat skills have made their way into the game. She uses a multitude of firearms, sidearms, and physical attacks to dispose of enemy forces. Let's not forget, Motoko isn't any old cyborg. She's a secret agent cyborg. And what good is a secret agent if they don't have any special talents? The Major is no stranger to special talents. Being a member of the Elite Task Force Section 9, Motoko's cyber body contains a few bells and whistles not found in your normal cyborg. She is able to activate stealth camouflage at will to gain the upper hand in dire situations. She also has the ability to hack other cyborgs. Most of the time it's to find out more about the mission, but sometimes she hacks to prove a point.
Bato, I look forward to reading your report for today in which you state that you properly utilized all of the muscles in your head.
Her cybernetic enhancements give her the futuristic edge to get the job done and get it done right. In the anime. Let's try to sneak up on this guy with Motoko's stealth camouflage. Let's see which button turns it on. Here it is. It's a pickup power-up that lasts for a few seconds. Wait, a few seconds? A pickup? Not a selectable ability? What's going on here? In the anime, she turns it on and off as if it were second nature. I don't remember her running down alleyways just to find a suitcase that makes her invisible. Well, I don't see that suitcase anywhere. Let's try and hack him. That ought to be fun. Let's check out the tutorial for a refresher course. Only enemies with blue triangles can be hacked. Really? Yes, this is another gripe about source material versus gameplay. But I want to yell about the source material first. Motoko is able to hack a multitude of cyber beings, ranging from hotel waitresses to giant tanks. She is able to do so with the help of a cord connected to her body or wirelessly. Because what kind of device doesn't have Bluetooth nowadays? I never once saw her complain about having to wait around for a henchman with the blue triangle to proceed with the mission. But back to gameplay, yeah, that would kind of simplify things if you could hack every henchman. You could pretty much join the ranks of the Death Eaters and Imperio everybody off of a cliff. So right off the bat, no thermoptic camouflage and no enemy hacking.
Video game pro tip!
When it comes to taking out the opposition, just here's the first obstacle of the game. A giant stack of cargo containers standing about 30 feet high. There are a number of different ways that the Major can get around these big boxes. Let's go with the simple route and just jump over. Here in episode 11 of the anime, Motoko and Bato cleared a nearly 20-foot wall with no effort whatsoever. Surely that would be the simplest way to progress in the situation, just jump over. Miss Major, impress us with your robot legs and get over these boxes. Well, this stack is pretty high. Let's try the small stack over there. Why is this happening?
It's clear in the anime that Motoko can effortlessly traverse to higher ground with little to no effort. She's supposed to be able to do extraordinary things a normal person can't do. She's a cyborg. That's one of the Major's major draws. Why is it that she can't even get over a stack of boxes? She can't even grab onto the ledge when I push the grab the ledge button. Let me say that again. There's a button that needs to be pressed with the sole purpose of grabbing a ledge. How stupid is this? Let's get some perspective. This game was made in 2004. Let's go to a game from 2002, Kingdom Hearts. Sora has absolutely no trouble grabbing onto a ledge. He doesn't need a different button, no special abilities required, and he doesn't even need any cybernetic implants. It just comes natural. Hey there, Batman. How does a fully human, non-cyborg like you deal with tall walls? Oh, you just jump over them. Just like that. Well, look on the bright side. I don't think I've seen any other cyborg that could... The game has a wall jump feature, but you can only jump off of a wall 2 consecutive times, and you can't even wall jump straight up. I think the Major needs to take a few lessons from a fellow cyber sci-fi female. We could argue the fact of cyber suit versus cybernetics, but I think this match is a clear contender for good game design versus bad game design. Motoko's cyber body gives her the ability to easily jump a 30-foot wall with little to no effort, let alone reach up and grab the ledge to pull herself up. Actually, I've been leading you on about this obstacle. The chief tells you how to get to the other side.
With the crane and more cyber capabilities, Major, I think you can forge ahead.
You should be able to obtain the hacking code for the transfer crane from the terminal inside that area. Try to find it.
Hack the crane. Well, you've hacked a tank. Surely you can hack a crane.
You trying to hack my catch a ride?
Yep. What you are seeing is how the developers wanted you to get over a simple obstacle. When given a very popular anime license, with a very capable and powerful cybernetic character that has the power to rip apart a giant tank with their bare hands, the genius minds at Cavia decided that progression over an obstacle should be relative to waiting for a bus. This isn't just bad gameplay, it's a bad stealth tactic. How in the world is standing in full view of your enemies while atop a very loud and slowly moving construction crane stealthy?
Hey, check that out. It's a spy. Ooh, I hope she doesn't infiltrate the compound unnoticed and take us by surprise while riding atop her stealth crane. Hey, Billy, you seeing this? Oh, man, she's got a stealth crane. Man, I think that's out of my league. I didn't sign up for this. Where's my letter of resignation? Oh, here it is!
The number one rule in my book when it comes to licensed video games is to stick to the source material as much as you can. if you stray too far away from what made the original property stand out, you end up with a poor game and an angry fan base.
Standalone Complex isn't a dirt poor adaptation. It still works very well as a third-person shooter. I just think that they were going with the current trend of third-person shooters, which were very popular at the time. If the gameplay would have touched a little more on the robotic aspects popular with the franchise, this game would have been a bigger hit. Who doesn't want to be a military cyborg with superhuman abilities? Unfortunately, one of the more popular business models happens to be sell what people are buying. People were buying third-person shooters, and they were buying a lot of them. The developers cut out a good portion of the anime influence stuff and focused more on the gunplay aspect associated with Ghost in the Shell. This gave a common ground to the fans of the military shooters. The anime aspects of Ghost in the Shell don't compute, but the over-the-shoulder camera and plethora of guns translate very nicely. The game did okay as far as sales go, but as far as being a licensed game, it could have turned out a lot worse. And you know what I'm talking about. Superman 64 turned the Man of Steel into the moron of Metropolis. The Rocketeer removed the Rocketeer and replaced him with the poor flight simulator. And Ghostbusters on the NES had all the ghosts, but none of the busting.
Let's compare and contrast Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex with a few other licensed video games that use a good deal of the source material and came out with fantastic results. Let's start with Batman.
In the comics, movies, and cartoon show, Batman is a costume superhero that dominates the bad guys with a variety of gadgets and martial arts, and does so with a stone-cold attitude. In Batman Arkham Asylum, you dominate the bad guys with a variety of gadgets and martial arts with a stone-cold attitude. You look like Batman, you move like Batman, you even sound like Batman.
He'll kill Mike if he sees anyone trying to get close.
He won't see me.
In Batman Arkham Asylum, you are Batman. The film Ghostbusters showcase a group of men dressed in jumpsuits, wearing proton packs that shoot lasers and catch ghosts in a nifty little box.
Well, that wasn't such a chore now, was it?
In Ghostbusters, a video game, you become one of these men dressed in a jumpsuit. You wear a proton pack that shoots lasers, and you catch ghosts in a nifty little box.
That wasn't such a chore now, was it?
In Ghostbusters, a video game, you are a Ghostbuster. In the anime Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, Motoko Kusanagi is a cyber-enhanced individual capable of performing extraordinary feats of strength and power not humanly possible. In the PlayStation 2 video game, well, fortunately for anime fans, there's a new entry in the Ghost in the Shell franchise releasing this summer. Hopefully, with the arrival of this new series can come a new game that features a lot more of the Major's abilities than the standalone Complex entry. I guess only time will tell.
Well, that's about all I have to say about Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex for the PS2. It had a good license to back it up, but unfortunately, they just used the bits and pieces that were trendy at the time. What do you think about licensed video games? What makes a good licensed video game? What makes a bad licensed video game? Let me know. As for me, I'm all out of free time, so I'll see you later.
She's so cold and human. It's something humans do. She stays so golden and solo. She's so number 9. She's incredible.